So in this session, we just want to look at how you can use C language to calculate the area of a triangle. Now, like we already said, before you can write any program, you need to have the algorithm and you need to know how the problem is to be solved so that you can write the algorithm, and from there you can write the program to actually solve that problem using your computer. Now, we know by in mathematics that the area of a triangle is half base times height. So if this is how to obtain the area of a triangle, then the base of the triangle and the height of the triangle must be known, and these two values must be entered by the user so that this calculation can be done and the area of the triangle can be returned. So if you want to do this using your C language, now this is the program which I've already written. Now, like we already said, you need to specify your identifiers, and for every identifier you must specify the data type. Now, the base and the height of my triangle, I'm specifying the data type of these two identifiers, which is the base and the height, as double, and also I'm specifying the area of my triangle, which is A, as equally double. Why I'm specifying it such is because the area of triangle, the base and the height of a triangle can be anything from integer or a float. So to capture those two cases, that is why the data type which is being specified here is double. Now, after these two lines, which is specifying the identifier and the data type for the base, the height, and the area, which is A in this case. Now, this line, my print function here, is telling the user to enter the base of the triangle in millimeter. So when this line is run, this string here will be printed on the output terminal, which is enter triangle base in mm, will be printed so that the user can input the base of the triangle. Now, in C language, to read in any user input value, you need to use the scanner function, which is scanf, this function here. So whatever value the user is imputing from the output terminal for the base will be read in using the scanner function. That is how you read in user input function, user input value in C language. You need to use the scanner function, which is scanf, and the syntax is the data type, which in this case, just like you have for your print function, your percentage, then the data type in this case is double. That is why it is LF. If it's an integer in this case, it should just be your percentage D. But because I know that my base here, I specified my base here as double, so I need to equally read in the value in the appropriate data type, which in this case, the data type for scanner function to read in double data type is your percentage and LF for double. If it's for float, it will just be percentage F, and if it's for integer, it will be percentage D or percentage I. So this will be in a string. That's why you have the quotation here, then comma, the amber sign, and the base, which is this base. So this is the value. So whatever value the user put in here will be taken as the base. So the amber sign, then the base value the user has imputed from the output terminal. Then the next line here is to read in the height, because for you to calculate the area of the triangle, you need both the base and the height. So this also prints enter triangle height in mm, which is this next line. And the same way, because we have specified the height as double, so the scanner function also will be needed to read in this height, and the data type, because it's a double, the height has been specified as a double data type. So this is the scanner function to read in a double data type. It's the same thing as the one we have here, which is percentage LF. So comma, then ampersand, the height, so that this height, this height, this height, this height, this is the same thing, so it can be read in here. Now this is where the area of triangle is being calculated, which is half, which is 0.5 times the base times the height. So this is where the area of triangle is being calculated. So after the value of the base and the height has been read in, then they will be using here for the calculation of the area of the triangle. So the last print function here is just to print the area of the triangle. And what you have as the argument here is this string. Your area is, this is the data type for area because it's double in this case, and the print function to print a double data type is %f. But because I want the precision to be 2 decimal places, that's why you have 0.2 before the f. So if I'm not specifying any precision in terms of the decimal places, it will just be %f because it's double. So, but because I want the precision of 2 decimal places, so that's why I'm putting %.2 f mm. So the area of your triangle, your area is the data type here, mm. Then this value a, which will be gotten from here, will be printed in this place when the code is run. So let's just run it and let's see the output. So you can see this is the output terminal here. You can see the first thing that is printed here is enter triangle base in mm, which is what you have in this print function. This line, this is what is happening here. So I put in any value. I can put in 6.9 as my base. You can see the next line is enter triangle height in mm, which is this line. Enter triangle height in mm. So I can say it's 10 in this case, and you can see the area has been calculated. Your area is 34.5 mm. That is this print function here. Your area is, so this data type will now be used to read in the value of area, which is gotten from line 13 here. So that is the output. So you can also do the same for whatever mathematical equation that you might have. You can just follow the same step. You get the same result. We can just run that again. So you can see the first line is enter triangle base in mm. I can say that is 5. Triangle height in mm, I can say that is 7. And the next thing is your area is 17.50. Now, if you by chance make any mistake in how you want to read in your value, if for instance now I specify this as double and I didn't put LF in this case, and I run this program, it's going to run into an error because the data type which I specified and the scanner function which I'm using to read in that value does not match. You see now if I put in 5 here and I put in 7 here, you can see that the area is not calculated properly. It's saying it's 0 and it can't be 0. There's no way you can multiply 5 by 7 times half and get 0. Now what has happened is that this value of 5 was not read in properly from this scanner function here, because I specified it as double and I'm using the data type of a float to read it in, and that is why there's an error with the area in this case. So the only way to correct that is if I change this here to int or to float here, the scanner function will work properly for the base, and I need to remove the L here because the base and the height now are now floats. So if I run this now and I put in 5.0, because it's a float now, it has to have a decimal place 5.0, and the height also has to have a decimal place 8.9 in this case. You can see it's properly calculated again. So I'm just trying to show you how important your data type is for your scanner function, even for your print function. Your data type must be appropriate with the data type you have specified that identifier to be. So I'll just return all of this to how it was. So you can follow that same step and do some mathematical calculations with your C language. Thank you very much.